Bro.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Do you think we're going to see MMA open up with a similar build here? I expect Bomber to not, by the way, before you answer that. I expect Bomber to go for the macro game here.
Yeah, on Frost here, it's a lot more difficult and risky to play aggressive on. So sometimes we do see players open up with even a command center first here.
Yeah, we do actually a lot. They're going to be hugging a lot of the right side of the map here. In certain circumstances, you can hide a base on the left side because a lot of times that does get neglected in situations like this. So you got to be very careful to scout the entire map the entire time. It's not one of these maps where you'll naturally pass by a lot of expansions. You really have to keep your eye out for everything.
And as we can see in the game, neither of the players have taken a gas or a barracks, so they are going to be expanding to a second location very, very early on here. And I really believe this is how MMA wanted this series to play out. He picked a bigger map. He wants to get to the mid game. MMA made his name on being at the mid part of a game, using medivacs, harassing, dropping everywhere, and playing to his fast speed.
Yeah, it's so cool when you get a mirror matchup like this, but play styles that are just so radically different here. We do have MMA scouting. That is similar to the last game. MMA does elect to scout. Bomber, once again, telling us that one extra SCV that he could use to scout around the map is so important simply for the additional minerals he can mine from at home.
And also he has the command center straight on the low ground. He's not just going half-heartedly here by putting it inside the main base. He's just straight down on the low ground. Yeah,
this is it's a bit gutsy. It's a bit greedy. He's saying I want to get as much income as humanly possible because I don't like the early game that much. I like, at the bare minimum, surviving the early game. Where I want to be is in the late game. I want to tech. I want to produce. I want to make that war machine that I'm going to crush my opponent with.
And both players have opted to take a gas as well. This is because neither of them know what each other's doing. And they want to take a gas because they do want to aim up towards the factory. The factory and starport tech is the best defensive tech because the units you get from these, Hellions, Vikings, Ravens, all very good defensively. If they were just left on barracks and Marines, that's not so good if someone was aggressive.
Yeah, you get great deflection with that unit comp there. Now here's the first scouting SCV coming out here, heading over to MMA's base. He is going to spot this bunker here. Now we'll see how much farther along he gets in here, and if he spots that. Okay, well the SCV being there alone is a bit of a tell, but when you get the players at this level, there are a lot of mind games, so he can't 100% confirm that there's going to be an expansion there. But the bunker is a tell. We have seen some, cheeses where you do put the bunker on the low ground, but you're actually teching to something else.
And likewise, MMA moves down and sees 3 Marines in a bunker being built. So even though they 100% haven't seen what each other are doing, they can guess that this is most likely what's happening here.
Absolutely. Now here comes a starport. And that will be swapped with the add-on over here from the barracks. Meanwhile, not really a different tech route at all here from our other Terran player. We have another SCV just backing up here. And this game should begin to normalize. This should be a point in time where I don't think either player is going to really hurt the other one. And the only circumstance I can imagine is, let's say that they were to move out on the map at a weird period of time, but I highly doubt that'll happen.
Well, Bomber's just scanned MMA and has seen that the factory has a tech lab. He doesn't know if it is a tank or Banshee being built. You actually can't tell at this point. It could be either. But Bomber, before he scanned, already made a decision to build a Widow Mine. Oh, actually, did he cancel it? Okay, he canceled it.
Yeah.
He canceled it there. He was looking to maybe go for Medivac and from kind of some form of drop play here. But upon scanning, he decided not to go for that and is just going to continue on.
Now, we do have Cloak being researched here. And we'll see how much damage the Banshee can actually do. It's usually pretty predictable in these two starting locations where the Banshee is going to come in. And we do have now the Watchtower here being controlled right now by MMA. That's going to be very helpful here as he can try to move that out without being punished. Now the drop here from Bomber is heading up. Let's see, does he have the defense over here at the second? He has some Marines moving over here, but I'm pretty sure that should be able to unload and heal up before he can stop this.
Well, there is a Banshee there as well. It just depends on where the Banshee is when the medevac comes across.
The Banshee has to turn around immediately. So he boosts in there, unloads these Marines now, and the Banshee is doing some damage. He picks up actually getting 7 Marines out now and returning. Now the hand has been tipped that the Banshee tech is underway, so now it's going to be his turn. A turret there because that's the most logical. I mean, if you're going to have a beeline for where the Banshee's going to go, it's going to go into that turret. So he now backs up. Let's see if he can maneuver around and do a little bit more damage.
Almost predictable gameplay here from MMA, going for a Banshee and Bomber with an engineering bay and turret, and then the drop as well. I think he's set himself up really nicely here. He's got into the mineral line, he's picked off an SCV or 2, and this Banshee's going to have a very hard time doing damage. MMA behind this has gone for a 3rd command center, which means his tech's incredibly late because he's not sure how much damage this Banshee can do.
Another drop over here, and it is deflected with ease right now. Both these guys having some pretty solid defense now. The humiliated medevac now returning back home here for Bomber.
Unfortunately for MMA, with this Banshee, which isn't doing any big damage here, and he realized that that may be an option, I mean, not really an option, but it may not do damage, he decides to go 3 command centers, which delays his tech a lot. He's playing very greedy, double engineering bay. There is absolutely an opportunity here for Bomber to put a lot of pressure on. He has stim, he has tanks, he has medivacs. Well,
yeah, and
we're
seeing this barracks explosion here. He's going to pick up again now. Now the question is, where will he go? He wants to avoid that Viking. He doesn't want to be seen there. We'll see, does a Viking spot that? Now with boost, those medevacs get there a little bit quicker. But then you got to ask, where is he going to drop over here?
Well, MMA realizes the threat. He's got tanks in each mineral line. He realizes this could be a possibility.
Okay, so this is going to be a double-edged sword here for Bomber. If Bomber comes in here and, let's say, loses these 2 medevacs and all the Marines in it and doesn't do the damage he needs to do, it could be disastrous. Here comes the drop now.
Oh, how much damage is he going to get done? There is a tank there, and these Marines do not have combat shield. They do not have stim either. And he does boost out there. Didn't really lose too much, though.
Yeah, he didn't lose too much. Unfortunately, he wasn't really able to punish his opponent in any way. The Banshee's now back in here. In fact, that's going to be depleted of any energy. So he's just going to go ahead and run that as far away as possible.
And here's a first-person shot from MMA right now, who's, you know, all over the place. He's macroing up. He's got his 3rd command center. But I really want to point out something very important in this game. There is no 3rd command center from Bomber. He has no intentions, Tasteless, of playing this a very long game. He knows his opponent has 3 command centers. He's going to try and end this game very fast.
Yeah. This is all going to come down to one big timing here. We'll see how effective that's actually going to be. A lot of this will be based off, for instance, the position of the siege tanks, okay? The arcing of the Marines. I mean, you know, out of almost all the things in StarCraft 2, when you get 2 Marine arcs, how they engage each other, you know, who has the better concave versus the concave, or convex rather, that's huge. The push now is coming down here from Bomber. MMA needs to survive this. He needs to defend this and not take too much damage on an economic level, or it's going to be disastrous.
He's got to be in a very good position here with his units. He doesn't quite have the same amount of units as Bomber does.
He's expanding as we speak, and this is going to put him in a pretty fragile position. The question is, how does Bomber execute, especially against somebody like MMA who's so good at his control?
1-1 is almost done from MMA. That's great, but there is no combat shields. Combat shields is massive in this. It really will be a difference between a win or a lose.
All right, he's now driving Bomber back, sieging up. Now, that's exactly what he wants to do, is just get him into siege mode. The siege tanks can't do any damage from there. Now, MMA sieging up his own siege tanks. Now, he's going to get in the line. Now, we do occasionally see impulse mass pickups here from the medevacs, where they take the entire army, and that's what we're going to have right now.
Bomber realizes that he's not going to break the front wall. He's going to drop in the main base. How well is MMA going to deal with this?
He needs to get up there now.
I don't think he's going to be there in time.
He might be able to pick up with his own medevacs and meet him there, sieging on the low ground. That's what he's going to do. Unloading now over here. Stimming and now moving forward.
Oh, no combat shields. These units are dying really fast.
Bomber with a really nice arc there. And he is over the production facility. So, for instance, that siege tank that just popped out, going to be taken out. He's going to get a little bit greedy, though. He's going to edge forward with his siege tank. All these medevacs healing up these Marines. Going into first person now for Bomber.
And Bomber, man, Bomber is all over the shop right now. He's inside this main base here, Tasteless. And this is going to be very difficult for MMA to deal.
Yeah, you know, MMA, the fact he's going to pick up here and an attack coming around here from behind at what is basically a naked third base.
Oh, no, Bomber is moving forward here. MMA's in a lot of trouble. He doesn't have that many units to defend this.
And
he's going to drop on the tanks.
He's going to Marine dump on the tanks.
Oh, Tasteless.
I think MMA might be dismantled. I think we may be going into game 3 here if MMA can't stop this soon.
That's right. The third base has been broken. There are no further upgrades coming in for MMA. He's behind in supply. He's behind in economy now.
And you know what's also important to note is that there are all the medevacs from that initial drop survive. So he can now pick up and do this again. The third command center goes down. things looking very shaky for MMA with a 93 supply to 134.
Yeah, that was an incredible timing there from Bomber, taking a 30 supply lead in this game. And he's going to continue on. He'll build a third command center. He's getting his armory for further his upgrades. But one thing to note, though, despite MMA being pushed back, he does have 2-2 on the way. He will have combat shields on the way.
That's
so
true.
So eventually, he will have a strong army again.
He will have, like, in a way, the better units. Yeah, but it's also a question of, you know, size mattering here. You could see a Bomber hungry to end this, but MMA is basically turtled up right now. He is not interested in letting his opponent get any closer here.
This is a very naked main base here for MMA. Bomber has a lot of units in these medivacs. If he's able to unload inside the main base again, I think that could be game over.
If he can loop around, yeah, I think you're totally right, Apollo. I think if he loops around, which he's doing right now, hitting the production facilities, I don't know if MMA can survive this.
Yeah, this is going to be very difficult for MMA to survive, and Bomber has played this out absolutely beautifully, and again, the SCBs are getting picked off. The production is falling.
Yeah, he's going to get that starport again, which means no more medevacs again here. Medevac's playing a critical role right now. Another army regrouping down here on the low ground, picking up and leaving after doing the optimal amount of damage. Bomber is playing brilliantly.
And he's got his third command center up and running. He's got 59 Marines to 34. He's doubling his opponent's army supply at this point almost. Bomber, what a great game from him coming into this second map.
Backing up now. We do see there was one medevac out there for MMA. I think he's decided probably he shouldn't drop. He probably needs everything he can get. Oh no! Losing that medevac. It's too bad because I was actually headed back to help defend here. MMA going to try to shove Bomber out now. Pushing down again here. Can he get those siege tanks there at the bottom? He can get that medevac! And he does not, but he does get that one tank.
Yeah, nice save there by Bomber, getting those 2 tanks. And he now is mining successfully from a third base. All the numbers are in favor of Bomber here. 94 supply to 72. He's got more workies. He's going to have a better infrastructure the longer this game goes on. MMA, if he wants to be able to get back into this game, has to do something soon. Otherwise, it's going to be too late.
Yeah, and are we going to get this starport to get killed? It looks like no, it's not going to. It is getting repaired. Now, Bomber's got to be careful because for all the damage he's dealing, if he's not saving some of those units, he is starting to just slowly and surely get behind. Now, we do have Bomber secured with that third. I think it's almost Bomber's turn to start going into the defensive mode here and go to, you know, chapter 2 of late game here with a massive army. Probably as MMA tries to take his third base, and as I say that, he's trying to take his third base, so we might see that attack shortly here.
Yeah, we could see that command center picked off here if MMA's out of position.
And let's see, this would actually be a great drop here, just here on the high ground like this.
He doesn't see it.
He did not even, he did not react there. Let's see. Now he's landing. Will he go to the main? That could also hurt.
Yeah.
All the MMA siege tanks, by the way, guys, basically in the middle of the map. But the problem for Bomber is he doesn't quite know where the army is, so he's not sure. He could have dropped there in the main and probably done a lot more damage. Bullying at the command center now. Command center getting low, half health, 1/3 health, and it's gone.
And MMA says, all right, you've got me. I've got one last push in me. But look, Bomber's ready. He's got so many Marines. And he says, you know what?
That's going to be it. GG.